I recently saw a TikTok that talked about how Etsy is filled with AI-generated dropship junk. Did a little bit of research, and here is the corporate gossip behind the junkification of Etsy. Etsy's founded in 2005 by this guy, Rob Callen. As you can tell by this PR picture that looks like he's smiling for his captors, he's not your typical CEO. Callen had a unique vision for Etsy, inspired by the idea that handmade can be an act of resistance against capitalism. And a lot of people were excited about that vision, and Etsy went public in 2015. The problem is, Wall Street isn't super keen on businesses whose vision is to disrupt capitalism, and Etsy ends up becoming one of the worst IPOs of the year. Enter this corporate villain, Stanford MBA and founder of the website Evite, Josh Silverman. Etsy might have been good at selling crochet tampon holders, but what it wasn't good at is making something that can't be crocheted: money! So with the help of the board of directors, Silverman fired the CEO and did a bunch of rounds of layoffs. He then basically completely changed the way Etsy is run. There used to be rules that required Etsy sellers to be the ones to make the products themselves. That's what made it handmade. Now, as long as the Etsy seller designs the product, they can contract with a third-party manufacturer to drop ship it for them. That's fine with Silverman. He says handmade is not the value proposition of Etsy anymore. Silverman is pretty open about the fact that he wants Etsy to compete with Amazon. One of the ways he's doing that is making sellers eat the cost for shipping. The only sellers who can really afford to eat that cost are the ones mass-producing junk. He's also increased the transaction fee that every seller has to pay, up to 6.5% of each item sold. So many Etsy loyalists are now disappointed. Ever since going public, they feel like this story is a cautionary tale of capitalism. In response, the chairman of the board of directors, Fred Wilson, says there are some people who will say, well, it's not right for me, I like the old culture. Well, I'm sorry about that. Going public was the best thing to ever happen to this company. And for the executives and board of directors at Etsy, going public really was the best thing that ever happened to them. Fred Wilson made $500,000 last year, and CEO Josh Silverman made $40 million in 2022.